Hi guys, welcome back to Gampua Fashions, and if this is your first time here, I'm Papa J, and in today's video I'll be sharing with you a session in pattern making. But first and foremost, let us understand as a fashion student what differentiates a fashion designer from a tailor. And you may be wondering as to why we have very many tailors outside there. So guys, if you've not been knowing, know it now. A tailor is a person who makes repairs and alters clothes professionally using fixed patterns to do the same traditional work for decades, and there is nothing new being developed by him. Basically, he directly takes measurements and works on a design given by a customer to create a wonderful outfit which is custom made. While a fashion designer is a professional person who applies rules of design and aesthetics to a particular product, mainly apparel and accessories. He does unique and outstanding work based on a perfect mechanical measurements which are taken on the body, transferred on a paper which is called a pattern paper, so as to rule out the trendy design and the appearance of a particular dress or a garment for a collection around that season, and works more on research, work plan, as well as paperwork. So guys, we have been talking on pattern papers. You may be asking yourself, what are pattern papers, or what is a pattern? So before starting any dressmaking, you need a pattern, and a pattern is like a template. This is because we have a lot of options and changes for correcting and adjusting a design which can't be directly done on a dress or a garment. So to make work easy, we opt for papers first. Thus the name pattern making. Guys, in fashion, a human being is divided into parts, and we have three parts that we mainly concentrate on. And one, the basic bodies, that consists of the front and the back part, and they are parts of the upper torso or the blouse or the shirt side. Then we have the skirt or trouser bodies that are categorized as the lower torso. We have the front part and back part. Then also we have the sleeves, the basic sleeve. So those are the things that we basically depend on to develop any variation of a dress. And the above basic patterns are the ones needed to create a whole range of garment or dresses. Say tops or blouse, shirts, skirts, shorts, trousers, dresses, jackets and coats, and many more. So guys, when you are taking any clothes, just know that the above basic pattern sets are commonly seen, but sometimes you cannot see them because of their variation or adaptation and stylization. Now, when dealing with the pattern making, you need to know some of the common terminologies we use in pattern drafting and making. The first one is the fold line. It is a line indicating that the pattern piece is to be positioned on a fabric which is folded in a half when cutting a garment. No, when you're putting your pattern pieces on a garment to be cut, it must be on fold. On fold, we shall come to see on what on fold means when we reach to our practical classes. You will come, just make sure that you follow up these videos and make sure that you learn everything. So guys, the second terminology we use in fashion, in pattern making, is the grain. The grain means the direction of the warp, that is the lengthwise and parallel to the selvage, and as well as the wept, which is crosswise and perpendicular to the selvage. And on a pattern, grain is shown as a double arrow mark. Next is the grain line. This is actually highlighted with the yarn, the warp yarn itself. For example, the fabric has two edges. This format of marking and cutting helps the fabric to retain its shape when you start stitching. This is because when a garment is cut on a diagonal direction or a webbed way, it will lose its format. But remember, there are some styles that a bias way of cutting applies. For example, when you are making round dresses, peplum tops, hats, tent dresses, and some other dresses, which are many outside there. Guys, another terminology we use in pattern making is the balance points. Marks that refer to all notches, dots, that help to align or match fabric pieces together when constructing a garment in a final stage. Actually, this one is the most important one. You know, there are some designs that we create, they have very many pieces cut out of it. So if you don't mark them, you will become confused. Enable you to know that this part goes with the other one, you have to give them notches, such that when you're going to join them, you align them together. Actually, most of the things, we shall see them when we reach on a practical part of it. So guys, when you continue studying the basic bodies alone, there are many terminologies you will again come across, and some of which are, we have the shoulder slope. The shoulder slope, this one, you know, our shoulders are never straight. They are not straight. There is a slope. And also another term that you will come across when you're doing pattern making is the center front, abbreviated as the SID. This one is an imaginary line that divides the left hand side from the right hand side, and also the center back. That one is also an imaginary line that divides yourself left from right from the behind part of your body, and it is abbreviated as C-beam. Guys, another term that you will come across is the apex. The apex is the highest point of a dart. You know, darts start from the waist, then they go where they end, that's the apex. Most especially it ends around the breast area, where the nipple is. Another term that you will come across and you should get used to is the apex to apex, or nipple to nipple, and it is very useful when you are allocating chest darts and when you're creating princess darts. What actually it is good for dart allocation. And another term that you need to be familiar with is the dart. A dart is a wedge of fabric that is pinched out of the garment to allow shaping or remove excess fabric to give a perfect fitting for a dress. And that's the dart. That's the dart. Another term you will come across is blend. Blend is a process of smoothing and shaping lines to create a smooth transition from one point to another. Another one is placement lines. The lines pointed on a pattern indicating where details such as the pockets, the flaps, plackets should be placed. Another one is slash and spread, a technique used to add fullness or flair to a pattern by cutting it apart and spreading the pieces to enlarge. Also, you will come across seam allowance, the area between the sewing line and the edge of a cloth. Ease allowance, the difference between body measurements and garment measurements to allow easy movement of both the body and the dress. Another term that you will come across is the pleat. A pleat is a device used to style off or fit the dress and folded under when stitched. So guys, this is the end for today. But if this video has been helpful to you, give it a thumbs up. And if there is anything that you've not understood, leave a comment in the comment section below. I will read your comments and give you the replies. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. See you in my next video. God bless you.